Hello everybody, welcome back to some more Planet Coaster. Got another time lapse for you, and today we mainly work on improving the western area that we started last time. You guys have been really liking these, getting a lot of awesome support, even some new traffic coming in, so if you're new to the channel, be sure to say hey, and thanks for showing up. Leave a like if you're joined as well. I know I wanted to put another ride in here, but there weren't really any that kind of matched with the theme, and this one is more pirate and nautical themed. There were barrels on it, and barrels are kind of western, right? Well, I guess they're kind of pirate too, but you know, I thought it looked cool, so if we can dress up the area enough, maybe we can get it to actually look a little bit more western. This part was going to be kind of a bridge between the mining area and the other western areas in the sense that it wasn't strictly just like a mining quarry, kind of like the coaster, the canyon coaster we got over there. But I really didn't have a clear plan on this one. The other builds I made today, I had a clear plan. This one, I was just kind of winging it to see what would happen. And through the process, I didn't think it was looking very good, but the end result came out pretty well in my opinion. It's not the best thing I've built, but it goes with the area and it definitely helps fill in some of the empty space and those green areas that definitely make it not feel like the western part. So right now I'm just adding a little retaining wall around the ride. Just trying to fill in the area. Realize I gotta put that all the way over. I did a fence and then the wall to kind of separate a little bit. Then adding these brick trellises. Those aren't trellises. I don't know. There's a word for them. Starts with a C. Crescellation? Something like that. It's kind of like on top of a castle when you see the little slits between the walls or the upper part of the wall to fit like bows and arrows in. Crescellation sounds right, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure someone's gonna let me know. And then just adding some little, these are trellises. Technically, I guess those could be trellises. That one's not quite fitting there because those two separate walls are a little bit off. I eventually do rectify that. Just adding some lights. I need to start adding more lighting because right now, this area was okay, but the rest of the park, it looks pretty dark at night. It doesn't look really realistic. But just to fill that gap, I just went ahead and grabbed another wall, kind of phased it in there, and it works just fine. And then trying some different painting here. I wish we just had dirt. Because I don't like the sand and I don't like the black rocks. I just want brown dirt. That is something I hope they add really soon. That'd be great to have that in Alpha 3. Maybe even before that. Just brown dirt would be great. Because there are parts that I don't need grass and I don't need rock and I don't need sand. I just want dirt. That's so much to ask for. I don't know. Alright, then we're just adding some rocks and stuff all the way around. Decided I want to change up this pathway a little bit, so I kind of add these wooden walkways. They're a little high. You can't really see over them, which I guess is okay. I don't know. From the point of view of the characters, it's a little tricky to tell. So I may end up lowering just those into the ground a little bit. That'd be a quick fix, though. I did do a first-person view at the end of this video, but I kind of forgot already. Now my sinuses are acting up, and it's making me eye rumble, or I close my eyes really tight. And my ears rumble. It's a weird reaction to sinuses. And then I wanted to try and wrap the ride in something wooden. So I realized I had these scaffolding pieces. I realized, okay, this would look cool if I kind of just wrap all the way around it. Maybe make it look a little bit more thematically western rather than just the pirate theme that seems to go on. It does play like a pirate tune when it rides, so that's kind of funny. So it doesn't really work in that aspect. Whatever. Using the placement tools to kind of just go along the edge here. It's kind of finicky. You gotta take your time and just gently just move things around, but the end result is always better to go the slow pace rather than just trying to spam and clone them over and over again. So yeah, that's something you gotta deal with in this game. Okay, that looks okay. Kind of like a nice little cage around it. Then dressing up the area some more. And as you guys know, I do love spamming just rocks and trees and bushes everywhere. Just kind of break up the flatness of an area. I figured this was just like right outside the quarry area, so that's all these black rocks are maybe coming from the quarry area. Something like that. Let's go with that. So I'm just tossing those around just in different patterns and layouts that I like. Checking out, see how the grass is looking instead of the sand. So again, I didn't like the sand, I just wanted dirt. So I decided to color that cliff up there, make that actual rock, and then just adding some bushes. Tried adding like a hedge or something. Didn't really like that, but that did inspire me to add a hedge later in this episode. I mean, I'm just spreading out the sand, just trying to get it. The border of the sand of the terrain tool isn't very strong. It's kind of annoying trying to place things. You'll see on like the exterior of the walls. If you're trying to make a like a sand next to a grass, there's gonna be some bleed over. It's not a very hard edge. It's kind of like if you're working in Photoshop. You have the hardness and softness. They really need to give us a slider like that. Just a little slider would be great. Just like Photoshop has, hardness and softness would definitely help would go a long way in that point. And then we just added some more details, like that little stone molding just along the edge, I guess it is, and another trellis. Then just taking some more of these wooden props. We realized, oh, one would look cool up there because it is like a crane, so we'll put it on top of that tower randomly. Then just placing some random stuff, the driftwood and whatnot. The rope lifts, barrels. Everybody loves barrels, right? It's a Old West mining area, or it's Old West something. So barrels will be needed. I wanted to break up the pattern of this wall some more. Then I realized, oh, those are going on the wrong side, so I had to shift this whole wall. And I guess that was okay, because they don't always have to be on the outside. I was trying out some new things there, but I just kind of settled. I didn't really feel like shifting the whole wall, so that would have been kind of annoying. It's basically on the outside of the block instead of the inside, or vice versa, something like that. But it doesn't look too bad. And not everything has to be perfect and symmetrical. It's something I'm trying to break away from. There's this build I build later that I'm sure some of you are going to notice that it's not symmetrical and it's not laid out well. But everything doesn't need to be symmetrical. And that's the important thing, because not everything built is symmetrical, especially these Old West buildings. I mean, that's not something they really strived for. And now we're working on just a random building. This building doesn't actually have any function. I just wanted another nice Western building there, nice little in our little frontier town. Yeah, I didn't put a concession stand or anything in it. Just trying to fill out this area. We do a different boardwalk this time. So last time we built that boardwalk, just kind of like we faked it. This time I'm actually gonna build one out of the roofs and the walls. It sticks out more, but it does look a little more authentic. It would be cool. I meant to put like a fake staircase up to it, so like the guests could technically go up there. They couldn't actually, but it would just be tough because I wouldn't be able to actually get a path up there. Unfortunately, at least it wouldn't look very good. And just filling it in, adding some more molding. I did some interesting here. So I normally do like the flat roofs, but I was looking at some pictures of some like Western towns and Western theme parks, and they have this design a lot where I guess I've seen it in Western towns where you have the flat roof and then the part sticking up. I didn't really need to learn architectural technical terms. I'm just making stuff. I'm just pulling it out of my ass at this point. I'm just making stuff up. And just adding. I really like doing this, especially for the oldest star buildings, is those clear wooden supports. It makes it definitely believable. Then I add some windows. Here's the part where I'm not doing it all symmetrical, and that's something that I think is important. I want to make things symmetrical just because, like, that's kind of who I am. Like I like things in a particular way, especially when I'm building like this. But to force yourself to make things more organic is really important to me. It's becoming more important to me, I guess. I don't know. Then just adding some fences and stuff along there, just kind of make that stick out a little more. It looks all right. Came out okay. I actually really like how the end result of this building came out. Then we took those wall pieces, kind of laid them out on top of there, and I'm like, oh, that actually looks really good. Because you know me, I don't like just those flat walls. The more I get into this game, the more I realize it has the potential to make things complicated, detailed buildings. The more I hate just those flat walls. I do stop myself from over-detailing in a build later. Something I'm actually really excited about. It was just a random thought, and I think it came out really well. It goes really well with this area. And this middle part here, I tried building the building so it actually covered this part. I didn't like how it looked, so I thought we would just put some more props and grass and details and stuff like that all throughout there. Just kind of fill in the area. Give you something to look at. As well as kind of separate it from the America coaster behind it. Just kind of make it feel like a separate area. Because I don't want to just wall everything off. Just build walls everywhere, because that feels kind of lame. But so far, look at that. We've added quite a bit already. And we're only 9 minutes in, huh? This was already like an hour in real life. Actually, probably more than that. I don't remember the exact length of this recording. Then I randomly just came over to the entrance and started adding some more foliage. I was inspired to make those hedges over there. So I basically took those long, tall trees and just lowered them in the ground. And they kind of just ended up looking like hedges. I think that looks alright. That's something we could definitely play with in the future. Just kind of flipping around. Sorry, I'm moving the camera a lot. Sorry about that. And just filling in there, adding some more rocks over here again to kind of just separate it off in its own area. And just trying to break up the boringness of the flat grass. I really need to work more on elevation. I'm glad I did in the coaster over there, and the last build we do does kind of help that along. And this is something I actually really liked. I wanted to separate this area, but I wasn't really sure how. Like, I didn't want to have to go through the whole building, but then I realized, oh, with the movements and the really precise motions, I can just make a sign. And so I found these things. Okay, this looks really good. I'm sure you guys know where I'm going at this point, since this is our western town. I just wanted the big W up there. But it's like the western part of our town. I don't even have a name for our park. Like some people also just like Seatopia or Cormac Park or something. Just because Cormac's the dog. But I think that came out really cool. And then I just had this little stone thing, or the stone brush, and just put it on very low intensity. Just kind of started moving it around, just brushing things off, just try and make it look a little nicer, or just less green. Because again, I want a dirt brush. Until I recorded this, I didn't realize how much I wanted the dirt brush. And then we found what I should have built in the first place probably is a carousel. I mean, or a merry-go-round. I guess it's the same thing. A merry-go-round is, I don't know, it's very western to me. There's actually a small western town near me in my town called Trailless Town. And they actually have a nice merry-go-round in there. So, okay, we'll build that. And I didn't just want it out in the open, so I decided to build a barn around it. Since we are in a western town, I was thinking like horses, Old West, barn, stable, thing like that. And I'm actually really happy with how this came out. It actually looks like a functioning barn. The roof I'm not too happy with. I might actually go change it. You'll see that soon, but it's basically just laying it out. I had put a little hole in the wall for the entrance and the exit. We'll basically just have the path kind of wrap through it, and then doubling up on those. I kind of wish I hadn't did that. But I ended up just using the bluish metal roof. And then see how it's sticking out too much? I have a fix for that, but I'm not entirely sure I like that. Because I could have just done what we did with the coaster over there and just faked the roof using the different, what was it? Just kind of like the balcony pieces. So I may actually go change that out. Just putting the path in right there. Connecting it up. And then the exit lined up perfect. Look at that. It's that nice right angle. Beautiful. Okay. I was pretty happy with that. And then I realized that it's actually filling out the area pretty nice. I like how we're actually filling out a park, because our previous park, I feel like we didn't actually have a lot going on. And then just kind of merging the pieces together just to get a tiny bit of an overhang. Because with the natural piece just hanging off, it was way too much. But since we're able to kind of just merge the pieces together, we're able to actually get something a little nicer, more believable. And that's what I like about this game, is I can actually just like squish pieces together and make something completely unique, rather than just doing what the pieces tell me to do by design. That's something I really love about this game. And again, just adding my little wooden poles all throughout, my structure poles. And I kept missing certain ones, and it was really annoying. So eventually I had to go back. Like, okay, now we gotta lower it. And there we go. It's funny how much faster it is in the time lapse. Who knew? So the whole time I was sitting there going, oh god, this is taking forever. This is gonna be so boring to watch. And it's over in like 10 seconds in the time lapse. I'm not exactly sure how much faster this is, because basically I just take it in Vegas and I just hold control and I can press it until it stops. I think the max is like, I think it's like 10 times speed. That sounds right. I don't know. I have to check it. So this whole video is going to be like 15 minutes, so it's like 150 minutes. So that's almost 2 hours of work, right? I don't know. I'll have to see. But then just adding some wooden structures there. I was checking out putting on the second layer, but nope. Because the barns are kind of wider on the bottom, because they do have to hold the support of the whole top. And then just adding some rope lifts and some trees all the way around, and some rocks, trying to beautify the area, make it look all pretty. Then just taking the spray. And I wanted to do something here. I kind of wanted to try and put a floor, but the ground wasn't really level, and I wasn't able to put it underneath the paths, or at least too close to the ride. So I took that out and decided to just take that, and we'll just kind of spray it out. Again, if I had just a dirt paintbrush, that'd be great. That black is just too dark. I wasn't really happy with it. But this is something I thought was really cool. So I took all these lights and just started placing them in here, and this place looks awesome at night. It looks really cool. There is a first-person view of someone walking into the ride at night later in the video, and it came out really awesome. Just all these really warm, beautiful lights. Looks fantastic surrounding the merry-go-round at night. It's very pretty. And just adding some more detailing outside, kind of those rope things. And this is something like, so I don't like the one lamp that there is in the game, or there's a couple. There's like the skull one, and then there's like the real modern looking one. But luckily with the modular building, you can just build your own. So I just took the pole, put the little lantern on top, and just hit Control D over and over again, and it continues to duplicate that original building. So I can just put it wherever I want. So this is what I was talking about earlier, where I wasn't really happy with the lighting we have in the other parts of the park. So I may actually go and change that and do something like this, and just add our own little lighting all over the place. Looks real nice, especially at night. You'll see later in the video right about now. Okay, Transitioning to first person. Oh, look at that. The W. It's not perfect, but it looks alright. And the new building we built there, going into the barrel octopus ride thing, whatever the hell it was. And if I realized that after filming this, like how bad those lanterns look, just kind of sitting on top of those weird things. Did not line those up very well. They're just kind of floating on those weird shoe-looking things. And then that wall is a little too high. Probably gonna lower that because it was meant to be like a fence or just like a retaining wall. And there's the wall on the outside, passing around the corner from the random building we have there. And I forgot what the building was we built last episode. Was it like a hat shop or a drink shop? I think it was a hat shop. I don't really remember. The building straight ahead there. But you can kind of see the detailed area on the side there. And then this is the barn. Look at that. I like the look of those lanterns. It's so cool. And those people apparently they turned away because the line was full. But there you go. Here's the inside. Looks a little laggy. I'm not entirely sure why. But definitely leave a like if you guys did enjoy this episode of Planet Coaster and want to continue to see more in the future. I'll see you next time. Bye.